All right, so in this video, we're checking out this new AI voice recorder. So this is kind of a new product on the market these days for 2025. It's basically it's a voice recorder device and has onboard storage, records in MP3 format your audio files, but it has these so-called AI features. You're gonna pair this up with a smartphone app, and there's some instructions I'll demonstrate all this here in a second, and then you can take those voice recordings and do AI transcription. It'll transcribe into text. Up to 88 languages, I believe, and it will also do AI summaries using ChatGPT. So, not exactly sure who this is ideal for. Probably for people that maybe do a lot of recordings at lectures, for example. Maybe you're one that records a lot of audio voice notes to yourself, for example, on a day-to-day basis, and then you want to summarize that at the end of the day or at the end of the week, and this will allow you to do that. So there's a couple ways you can get audio recordings off of this. You can record directly to the onboard storage, which has, I think, 8 gigabytes and up to 500 hours of audio recording straight to the device. You can pair it with your smartphone with an app, and then you get this has a 4G radio in here with a SIM card, and you get 300 minutes per month of AI transcription service through the app for free, and apparently that's indefinite, like for the life of the device, for as long as you have it, which is nice if you're maybe one that only records up to that 300 minutes, which is about 5 hours a month. If you want to do more recordings per month or AI transcriptions, they do offer a service for I think it's like 1,200 minutes per month for $20 a month, I believe, something like that. So there'll be details in the product page link in the description. But anyway, quickly show you what the device looks like here, and then the box and what you get in here. So just a quick look around the box here. AI auto transcription. It's got a 4G radio in there. It does have I'll show you the other parts here that comes with. There's a QR code to the app. So this is the app that you're going to need to pair it up with, and you get a few things in the box. You get a USB-C to USB-C cable with this USB-C to A adapter, obviously to connect it to probably a PC, for example. And you have this little magnetic ring here. So for those who have iPhones or Android phones, you can stick this to the back of this device, and then you can stick this to the back of the phone. If you want to do phone recordings, for example, that's another way of using this. So that's available, and then you get the manual, and we're going to go through that here. A few buttons and lights here in the front. So there's a grill here, the actual microphone elements right there in the center. You get 4 lights. You get a power button and I guess this is a recording button. USB-C port here, so you can access the recordings on the device itself, and nothing else around the rest of the material here is a sort of a basic plastic with a silver matte finish, and then you have a QR code here in the back that you're going to have to use the app to point at this to pair this device with the app, which I will show you. But basic functions here is going to be through those 2 buttons and these 4 lights, and they are right on the first page of the manual. So the far left light here is the power light. Then you have the network light that's next to that, a registration light, just 3rd light there, and then the recording light is the 4th one there. So there's a few ways you can power up and use this. So you can turn it on, and then it will try and connect to the cellular network, and you'll see a couple lights here. So the power light, I think, is going to be green, and then the network light is orange, and it'll flash when it's connecting, and then the registration light is orange, and it's going to flash when it's connecting. And I think that's not going to turn solid until you pair with your app. And then the 4th light, the recording light, is blue which will be off when it's not recording, and it'll be a solid blue when it is recording. But there's a few ways you can turn it on. You can turn it on by short pressing the button. It'll turn on and then it'll start going through the process of connecting to the network. Or you can long press the button, I think it's for 2 or 3 seconds, and then it will go straight into phone recording mode. So you get the power light and then recording light, and it'll just automatically start recording straight to the device. And you can use the standalone without the phone in that scenario. So if you're wondering if you can just use it as a standalone voice recorder, audio recorder, you can do that. You just long press power down, starts recording, and then if you want to stop the recording, you press the record button for 2 or 3 seconds, and then the light will turn off. So just quick demonstration. So basically, short press the button, get the green light there. It's going to try and connect to the cellular network. This should start flashing orange, a second light. It takes about, okay, it's flashing green, sorry. This one, okay, so it's connected to the 4G network, and then this orange light will continue to flash until you pair. So that's going to stay there. Right now, there's no blue light, so it's not recording. So to record, you press the button until you see the blue light, let go. Now it's recording, and it'll store it on the device itself. I haven't paired this to the phone yet. And you stop the recording by long pressing like that. The blue light turns off, and then that ends that recording. So we should be able to see that recording on some of the ones I've tested in the app when I pair it up. But just a quick look at the manual. The manual is a little, it's kind of small, and the letters are a bit hard to see. This is the button behavior, which I just talked about just now. I've just basically demonstrated it to you. And here's some of the other specs: 1,000 milliamp hour battery in there, 56 grams. And then this is the app that you're going to need to get this QR code, scan that, and then download and register this app, which I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, probably off camera, and then we'll scan and register the device to the app. I'll show you that here in the video, but right now I'm going to go ahead and I'll download the app and then register. I think you have to register through an email or Google account. Okay, we'll go ahead and scan the QR code, and it'll take us to this link. Open in the Play Store. Alright, so go ahead and install it. Go ahead and open. And we're in North America. Default transcription language, you can set that to whatever you want. I'm mostly English speaking, so we'll do that. Agree to their terms. Alright, so go ahead and we'll sign in. Okay, so now I am registered and logged in, so we'll scan that QR code for the device. And see if we can line this up. Alright, so we got the device. Go ahead and confirm. There we go. So go in here into the recorder. And let's see if there's any files in here right now. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and refresh. Oh, and there's something there. Let's see what we got. So that recording there was kind of garbled and messed up, so I'm going to just not use that here for the demo. And you can see that now that I've paired the device with the app, that registration light is now solid orange. And I'm going to do a quick demo of recording. So I'm going to just have something off of my other phone here, just like an audiobook. And then we'll see if that comes over through the transcription. So go ahead and we'll start recording.
Stripped of the glamour of his earnest, slow voice, denuded of the focused, shaded table light.
Alright, so just recorded a quick sample there, and let's do a refresh. And we'll go right into the recording, and it looks like it did the transcription automatically, and I didn't have to send the recording from the device to the app. It just does that automatically when it records. And then if you want to hear back the audio, go ahead and play it back.
And as I lay in bed and recalled the things he had told me, stripped of the glamour of his earnest, slow voice, denuded of the focused, shaded table light, the shadowy atmosphere that wrapped about him and the pleasant, bright things, the dessert and glasses and napery of the dinner we had shared, making them for the time a bright little world quite cut off from everyday realities. I saw it all as frankly incredible. He was mystifying, I said, and then how well he did it. It isn't quite the thing I should have expected him, of all people, to do well. Afterwards, as I sat up in bed and sipped my morning tea, I found myself trying to account for the flavour of reality that perplexed me in his impossible reminiscences.
Yeah, so that did really well. I didn't see any errors in the transcription, and it does actually show you like in red here as it's going through the audio with the text is. So the voice to text transcription works really well, and then it does have an actual recording file on your app, and you can listen to that as well. And then I think what you need to do if you want to get the summary is you click on this button here, and then use this ChatGPT to summarize that particular voice memo. So, not sure how useful this is here. I personally don't use ChatGPT too much myself, but it does a very quick summarization of that voice recording. And obviously, I could do some longer examples. Probably be more useful for summarizing, maybe, for example, if you're in a lecture for school, if you're in college or whatever, and you want to summarize certain parts of your lecture, you can do individual recordings and then have ChatGPT summarize the important aspects of that particular recording that you've made from that lecture. So I think that in that case, that would be kind of useful. Not, if there's other scenarios that you think that would be useful for this kind of device, let me know in the comments. I'm kind of just thinking off the top of my head of what things would be kind of obvious, but maybe there's some things that aren't as obvious. But it looks like it works pretty well. And as I mentioned, 300 minutes or 5 hours of transcription time per month are included free within the cost of the device for the life of the device, and you don't have to pay any extra. But if you need more minutes, then you can download, or you can buy a subscription through the app to pay more per month. Maybe if you only need it for certain times of the year, for example, you don't have to pay for the whole year. You can just pay by month and just use it for when you need it, and then go back to the 300 minutes. So anyway, I'll link this down in the video description if you guys want to check out a pretty interesting device. Might be useful for students and other people that maybe in business that are going to be in meetings and will record certain voice recordings for notes and stuff. Could be pretty useful for those of you that are in that scenario. So that's going to cover this video. Link will be down in the video description if you want to check it out, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.